Hi, Hannah. My name's Emily. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
How's your day going so far?
Yeah, it's been long, but I've got my second wind, so I'm here.
Great. Good to hear. So to tell you a little bit about myself, I'm an exercise scientist, and what that means is I work with a different range of people. So I work all the way from people who don't currently exercise and are trying to get some exercise in their schedule, up to people who exercise pretty regularly and just trying to change that up a little bit, maybe add some stuff to what they're currently doing or increase like their level of exercise. For today's session, what I typically like to do is just really chat and get to know each other, find out maybe a little bit about why you're here, some of your goals or aspirations for like an exercise program, and then afterwards we'll go out into the gym, take some baseline levels for you that'll help us design a program later on. Does that sound all right?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Perfect. So why don't we begin by you telling me a little bit about yourself and maybe what made you decide to come in today?
So I used to be a sprinter. I used to train about 6 times a week. And about 2 years ago I quit. So a bit sick of the cutthroat high nature of it. I didn't see myself getting to Olympics or Com Games, so I didn't really see the point in continuing. So I went from like 6 sessions a week to like 0. And now I'm studying exercise and sports science, and as you probably know, they sort of drum into all the benefits of exercise. So I kind of realised the benefits and realised I'm not getting any by doing no exercise, and I should probably do some exercise. But because I've grown up doing that same sport, I'm not really aware of sort of ways to get that exercise without going back to that like high cutthroat type thing. So yeah, just came in for ideas and a program and kept me on my way, yeah.
Okay, so it sounds like you kind of already have a little bit of a background to some of the history with exercise and stuff like that, but you've recently realized you're not getting enough now that your life has kind of changed and you're not doing the same type of competitive stuff. And you mentioned some of the benefits of exercise. So I guess just talking from like a personal level, like for you, what are some of the benefits of exercise?
The longevity of life, the stress relief, the endorphin release. There's so many that are hard to name. I'm pretty sure there's nearly no negative sides of exercise, so it's like everything.
Yeah. Okay, well, it's great that you already recognize some of those benefits, and it sounds like it's pretty important to you to keep that exercise as a part of your daily routine. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess then what I would really be curious about is what are you looking for from myself personally?
A program that's like makes me better, and then accountability, because I think that's the thing I struggle with the most. I have the motivation waves of like 3 or 4 weeks going out there to the gym or to kangaroo point stairs and getting through a majority of a session or whatever, but as soon as I have to wait for a piece of equipment, I'm out of there. And as soon as I have like 1 or 2 reps of a session I set out to do, and I'm tired, I just go, no, let's go home. But I suppose if I have to report to you that it's done, or I'm in a group setting that they're all doing the same similar type thing, so it holds me accountable, like says, come on, you've got to do it, or I'm disappointed you didn't do that session type thing, versus myself just sort of telling myself, yeah, you finished that type thing.
Okay, so it sounds like you're maybe looking for someone to kind of hold you a little bit more accountable so you can kind of reach those fitness goals that you're looking for.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Why don't we talk a little bit about the exercise that you enjoy doing?
So from my background in sprinting, I think I'll really still enjoy that HIIT side of stuff, because that's what I've grown up doing and that's what I think of when I think of exercise. And then I really want to I want to do like strength stuff as well, because I understand the benefits of it and stuff through my studies. So I really just want to keep like a mixture of them, probably more HIIT than strength, because I don't really enjoy the strength, but I definitely want it to be part of my program.
Okay. And are you currently doing any exercise?
Just procrastination exercise. So basically when I have an earning assessment on, instead of doing that, I sort of go to kangaroo point or something, or walk the dog, or go down with my siblings and play footy in the park or something. Just anything to keep moving, to probably for the stress relieving benefits as well as just getting out to study.
Okay, well, it's great to hear that you're still kind of incorporating some exercise into your schedule, even if it's just kind of bringing it back to those benefits, like for that stress relief and stuff like that. You touched briefly on like group setting, and I'm kind of wondering, is that something that's appealing to you, like doing exercise in a group setting?
Yeah, it's definitely appealing to me. I'm naturally competitive, so that always helps getting through the session. The accountability factor I mentioned before, and a social aspect. Like if I make friends or if I've got people around me that are a bit social, then it helps you get through any session and it helps you keep coming back. So
okay. And do you have any friends that you would be wanting to exercise with, or that would be able to exercise with you?
No, not really, because they're all on weird schedules. Most of them are nurses, so they work night shifts and different things. Like the most we would be able to meet up is like once a month, possibly once every 2 months type thing.
Okay, well, if you're wanting to maybe think about like a group setting, we have a couple different options for that, and we'll have groups that will do either like aerobic type classes with like an instructor, stuff like that, or we'll have like group gym days, and I think what a lot of people really find like that they prefer in that type of setting is just like that accountability, and for a lot of people it makes it a little bit more enjoyable, where when you're coming to exercise and you're getting that social interaction and working with other people, you kind of forget maybe about some of the more less desirable sides of exercise. So do you think that's something that maybe you would be interested in doing?
Well, they're definitely the things that I'm looking for, because the accountability and probably the getting through the session are probably two of the things that I'm struggling most with at the moment. So I think those group settings would be perfect.
Okay, great. So we can kind of think about working with a group, and then also just to kind of help that accountability then. Mm-hmm. Okay, so why don't we explore a little bit with your availability? What do your weeks look like?
Generally pretty much every morning and every morning before 8:30 and every night after 5:30.
Okay. And do you have a preference for what time you want to try and exercise during the day?
Probably in the afternoon.
Okay.
Because the morning brings back bad memories of lactic sessions in the morning. So usually me and exercise in the morning don't go down well. So
okay, so you want to stick to the afternoon training. Okay, and how many days are you looking for during the week to maybe exercise?
3 to 4.
Okay, sounds good. So maybe I'm going to try and summarize what we've talked about so far, just to make sure we have all the information, make sure I'm not missing anything. So you come from kind of a background with exercise, with sprinting. It was more of a competitive type of history with exercise, but recently you've realized you aren't getting the same kind of exercise, the same amount, and you kind of want to try to get more exercise into your schedule. But I think the big thing that you'd mentioned was trying to transform that from a competitive to more of a social type, fun, interactive thing. Yeah. And we talked about days. You said you would prefer the like evening, afternoon type, and then about 3 or 4 days a week. Does that sound right? Have I missed anything?
Yeah, that sounds perfect.
Okay. So I guess then if we were to think about putting together a program for you from what we've talked about as far as availability and types of exercises, what would the ideal program look like for you?
Probably just like on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then maybe one day on the weekend doing something. Like Monday, Wednesday, Friday seems to sort of fit into my routine probably a little bit better than the other few days of the week. And yeah, just varying probably 3 of the sessions being like the HIIT training and the others being strength. Okay, good. So we can kind of work more on like that HIIT training and then incorporate a little bit of the strength in there. Yeah.
So would there be any other questions that you would have? Like we can plan that program a little bit more in detail later, but is there anything else before we kind of head out to the gym?
No, I can think about it.
All right, great. Well, why don't we go out and get some tests, and we'll try and come back to this a little bit more later.
Sounds great.
Great.